Hi guys, thanks for joining me on Daliso Sports Show. Let's talk about the weekend fixtures starting Saturday's games, and there are quite a few games week two. We saw Chelsea beat West Ham 5 goals to 1 on the Friday night fixture, and now it is the next game. So early game is going to be between Manchester City and Tottenham. Tottenham going into that game probably a bit downhearted and a bit disappointed because they have missed out on, it looks like they have missed out on the signing of Berisha Eze, who has chosen to go to my team, Arsenal. So if that actually goes over the line and it happens, I will be here talking about the impact Eze I would predict him to have against Arsenal. Right, let's go ahead and have a look at the possible lineups for Manchester City. Manchester City, James Trafford. They're predicting that James Trafford is going to start in goal. Rico Lewis, John Stones, Ruben Diaz, and Ait Nouri. This is a new guy. He did really well in their previous game. I think they played Wolves or something, and yeah, he did pretty well. Nico Gonzalez, Tijani Reinders, very good. I saw him. You know, sometimes midfielders I can be a bit anonymous for me. I don't always notice all the work that they do, but this guy was pretty decent. Oscar Bob, Bernardo Silva, veteran guy, should do well. Jeremy Doku, we know what he can do. And Erling Haaland, their sniper. This guy can score for England. And for Tottenham, they're expecting Vicario, of course, to start in goal. Mickey Van der Ven was sensation against Burnley, scored a goal. Romero as well, scoring defender, so he did that as well. Was very, very good against in that match. Danso, very long. He's one of those long, like this the Rory Jelap throw-ins. Yeah, he's pretty good at those, so he's got that in the arsenal. But then again, can they score from those long throws? I don't know. Pedro Porro, another guy who has been really good for Tottenham. Paulinha, Bergville, decent. Sa, one of the best players for Tottenham, one of the best. Literally, this guy when he's playing, you notice everything he's doing. I always notice this guy's pretty good. Jed Spence, very fast, but I don't know how he's going to cope against Man City because I think he's still a bit young and immature. I mean, he's pretty good, he's pretty fast, but does he have the maturity to maintain that focus for the whole duration of the match? We are going to see 12:30 kickoff UK time. Richarlison up front, Mohamed Kudus as well supporting. Kudus, former West Ham player, they definitely missed him tonight. They definitely missed him when they played Chelsea because this guy was sensational for West Ham last season. And yeah, let's see what he does for Tottenham. But he's one of my favorite players. Unfortunately, he plays for my nemesis, Tottenham. Yeah, so that is the early game. I am going to go. I mean, Spurs tend to have the better of Manchester City. Most seasons that I've watched, they do struggle to beat Spurs, Man City. But playing at home and considering how bad Manchester City were last season, I think they'll be very motivated and they will not want to miss or lose. But early games as well are one of those games where you can easily fumble it. So maybe I'm going for Manchester City to win, only because I'm sensible and I fail to be really delusional, unless it's Arsenal. But I'm going for Manchester City to win or a draw. It could be a 2-2 or 3-1 to Manchester City. So yeah, I'm going for that. Bournemouth versus Wolves. I'm going to take a stab here and go for Bournemouth to win because Wolves are terrible. They're terrible. They don't look very impressive. But yeah, I think Bournemouth have got the upper hand here and they're playing at home as well. In terms of Brentford, Aston Villa, right. Brentford have sold their best player Mbeumo to Manchester United, Aston Villa as well. Well, they lost Rashford to Barcelona, although he was only on loan. Should I go for another draw for Aston Villa? This has got draw written all over it, in my opinion. I'll go for a draw. I'll go for a draw for Aston Villa. Burnley, Sunderland. Sunderland were really, really impressive against against West Ham last weekend. Burnley lost badly to Tottenham, so meeting up away from home, Sunderland to win. They've got Xhaka in the midfield, so I think they're a very stable, mature team with someone like Xhaka in there. He's really stable, so I'm going to go for a Sunderland win. Sunderland win or draw. That's my prediction. In the late game, it's going to be Arsenal versus Leeds. Right. So Arsenal versus Leeds. Let's have a look at predicted lineup. So for Arsenal, got Raya, Mosquera, probably possibly Mosquera. But I don't know why they've done that because you've got Ben White there unless he's injured, or um Timber unless he's injured. So yeah, it could be any of those. William Saliba, Magales, Gabriel, Al Fury, or Miles Lewis Skelly, possibly. Odegaard definitely has to start. He is not on the ball yet. We need him firing on all cylinders, so he probably will start. Declan Rice, Zubimendi needs to find his feet and figure out the Premier League. This is a good game to do it. I don't think Leeds are very physical, so they're not going to try and break his neck in the first game. So it's definitely a game he should be starting. Um, Martinelli has been predicted to start. I'd like to see something else. I'd like to see Noni Madueke start, but yeah, okay, Martinelli, Gyökeres, and Bukayo Saka up front in the attacking. Interesting, yes. Gyökeres definitely has to start. He looked a bit off the pace in the last game. You could see the movements he was making were correct, but he needs to form a relationship with Odegaard to know how his movements are. This is the perfect game to do that, where hopefully the threat is not going to be completely detrimental. Saka as well, I think he looked strong against Manchester United, but not good. He looked like he was strong. He looked a bit bigger, but he definitely needs to get back into the flow of the game. So yeah, that is a predicted lineup for Arsenal. And in terms of Leeds, you've got Lucas Perry in goal, Goodmanson. Oh, some of these names: Pascal, Rondon, Bogle. In the back midfield, they're expecting Longstaff to start, Anton Starch, and that's the 4-5-1. So midfield of five: Daniel James, Ayo Tanaka, Wilfred Nyoto. Oh, I like this Nyoto guy, very fast, very pacey guy, and Piro. Don't remember him at all. Could be new. I mean, they were in the championship, so I don't remember this Pero guy. But yeah, I'm going to go for Arsenal to win this match. I might do a more in-depth analysis of this. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll see what I'll do if I'll do an in-depth analysis. But I might do just a short for later in the day so that we see what happens. Do we have any games on Sunday? Let's have a look. Ooh. On Sunday, it looks like at 2 o'clock there is Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest. Palace are potentially losing Eze to Arsenal against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, it looks like Edu, the former Arsenal sporting director now at Nottingham Forest. They've had a big, massive fallout with the manager at at Nottingham Forest. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but I would go for a Palace win. Everton, Brighton, I'll go for Brighton to win away from home. I really do. Fulham, Manchester United, after Manchester United's performance against Arsenal last Sunday, which is a later game on Sunday this weekend, going for Manchester United to win this match against Fulham. Fulham are not idiots. They're not rubbish. They're really good. But I think if Man U perform the way they did against Arsenal, even like 90%, I think they're going to win this very easily. So yeah, those are my predictions for the weekend. Let me know what you think. Who's going to carry the weekend? Which is the game you're most looking forward to? And then yeah, let me know. Thanks for joining me on the Lisa Sports Show. We'll catch up soon. Right. Thanks, guys. Bye.